In this guitar lesson we're going to be looking at the guitar style of Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is one of the biggest artists in the world, so there must be something we can learn from his playing. So whether you're a beginner or if you've been playing guitar for years, let's see what we can learn from him. Hello and welcome to Guitar Club and to another In the Style of guitar lesson where we look at a player's guitar style and see what we can learn from them. Today's episode we're going to be looking at the guitar playing of Ed Sheeran. Ed has had 4 very successful albums. He's also made 17 EPs. There's a lot of EPs that he released before his first album, which I would recommend to check out. They're really worth a listen to. With the back catalogue he's got, with the success he's had, and the sheer volume of gigs that he's played, clearly he's put his hours in, he's honed his craft, and he's found things that work for him. So that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to find some things that are common in his playing that work for him, and we're going to learn about them. I'm going to look at 3 different aspects of his playing, and then I'm going to go through 3 of my favourite things and give you some tips that you can apply to your own playing, so make sure you stick around to the end for those. Chord progressions. For this lesson I learned and analysed 16 songs from his albums. These songs did vary in keys quite a bit, to be honest, but over half of the songs did use a capo. If no capo was being used, then these songs would have come from one of 4 keys: the key of G major, C major, D major and E major. The keys of G major, C major and D major can predominantly be played with open chord shapes, whereas the key of E major he likes to play using bar chords. This says to me that Ed Sheeran is very proficient on the guitar and he isn't limited to certain skill sets. For example, using a capo and open chords because he couldn't play bar chords. Since how he can play bar chords, it's more likely that he chooses the chords he uses in his songs based on stylistic choices rather than limitations in his ability. All of the songs I looked at were diatonic chord progressions. This means that the chords all contain the notes from the key. The progressions all use variations of the 1, 2, 4, 5 and 6 chords within a key. So this is a great place to start experimenting with making chord progressions. Start on either the 1 chord or the 6 chord and then put some chord progressions together using the 1, 4, 5 and 6 chords. You can use the 2 chord as well, he definitely does, but I'm going to come to some uses of the 2 chord in just a moment. I'm going to make an example chord progression now. I'm going to use the key of G major and I've chosen to do a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression just like he would use in songs like Perfect. So I'm going to start off by playing a G major chord, then go into an E minor chord, but he will often change that to an E minor 7, so I'm going to do the same thing. Then the C chord, I'm going to change to a C add 9, which is something else he likes to do quite a lot. And then I'm going to go to a D major chord. Structurally, Ed will often use the same chord progression in his verses and his choruses, but there'll be a variation to the chord progression in his pre-choruses. When analysing his chord progressions, I found that quite often he will use the minor 2 chord as the start of his pre-chorus. So in this case, in the key of G major, he would use an A minor chord. So I'm going to try and do that now and make a pre-chorus. So for the verse and chorus, I'm going to use the same progression as before, but on the pre-chorus, I'm going to use the A minor. Then I'm going to go to a C or C add 9 and then to a D chord. So let's see how that sounds. This sounds great and it's definitely something that I would incorporate if I was looking to write a song in the style of Ed Sheeran. He uses it in songs like A-Team, Small Bump, Give Me Love, Thinking Out Loud, Icy Fire. There are more things we could look at when it comes to playing chords and chord progressions like Ed Sheeran, but this is a great place to get you started. There is something else I'm going to come to about chords at the end. Articulation. Anyone can play a C chord, but it's how you play the C chord that can define a player's sound. Articulation in music refers to how specific notes or passages are played. This brings me on to why I think stylistically Ed chooses to use a capo and open chords in a lot of his songs. Using open position chords means you have open strings that ring out throughout the chords. You can also use these open strings to ring out throughout the chord changes as well. This adds a real connection to the chord changes, can make them sound really smooth. Now when you play bar chords, you don't have these open strings ringing out. which adds a different rhythmical quality that you can use to your songwriting, which is why I think Ed likes to use open chords in certain songs to add that connection between the chord changes to make them sound smoother. And then for certain types of songs, he will like to use bar chords, because he can add a different groove to his playing. Another reason why I think he likes to use these open chord shapes is something that I think he got from players like Damien Rice, where he likes to add hammer-ons to his chords. For example, on a C major chord, rather than playing the C major as normal like this, he'll often start by playing the D string open, which makes it into a C sus2 chord. It's a really nice sounding chord by itself, but what he'll do is he'll hammer this finger on to the 2nd fret, which adds a bit of movement to the chord. He'll also do this on an F chord, hammering that 2nd finger on to the 2nd fret of the G string. Now that just adds a different kind of touch to the playing, and a different articulation to a normal C major to an F major chord. I've noticed he also does this sometimes on the D major chord as well, where he'll hammer on this 1st finger onto the G string 2nd fret, which has a really nice sound as well. You'll notice him doing that on the start of songs like Thinking Out Loud. These are the type of things you want to watch out for in a person's playing. How people play these types of things is how they inject their own personality and their own playing style to what they're playing. The only other thing I want to mention in terms of articulation at this moment is how he approaches his bar chords. I'm going to show you this with an E minor bar chord. So start off by playing the bar part of the chord without the rest of the chord shape being on. Strum this part of the chord and then hammer on the rest of the chord into position. This works particularly well with minor type bar chords and adds a real groove and a funkiness to the chord changes, quite similar to what we've just done with the open chord shapes. There's another thing I'm going to talk about articulation, but I'm going to come to that at the end. Rhythm. There's lots of things we could talk about with Ed's rhythm playing and his strumming patterns and his rhythm technique, but I'm just going to go through one thing here that will really help you to get that Ed Sheeran sound. Ed will usually play with his fingers, but contrary to popular belief, he does use a plectrum sometimes as well. In most of the songs I looked at, Ed adopted this thumb strumming technique, where he will strum constantly up and down with his thumb, and he'll do it really softly, almost like he was stroking the strings. This adds a real softness to his strumming patterns and can really help with the control of dynamics. Just like all strumming patterns, he doesn't strike the strings on every single one of the down and up motions, but the motion does stay consistent. This will keep the timing and the groove consistent. While doing this, I noticed that he adds accents to the strumming pattern by using his 1st finger to get involved with the strumming as well. Getting good at these accents is really good for getting a good groove and feel to your playing. To practice this, try keeping a consistent up-down strumming pattern going with just your thumb, just lightly stroking the strings. The down strums will be on the numbers and the up strums will be on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then when you can, try putting in with your 1st finger, just flicking down the strings on the number 2 and the number 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you notice that I'm actually getting a bit of an up strum afterwards as well, and I quite like that sound. Get good at this and you'll be well on your way to getting good at a lot of the strumming patterns that Ed likes to use in a lot of his songs. Now I'm going to go through my 3 favourite aspects of Ed's playing. If you like this lesson, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and let me know if there's anyone you want to see covered in this In the Style of series by leaving a comment down below as well. My favourite things. The first thing is a chord-based thing. It's his use of the D over F sharp chord. This is just the D major chord but 1st inversion. This means that you're playing the D major chord but starting from the 3rd of the chord instead of the root of the chord. To play this chord the way that Ed tends to play his chords, start off by playing a D major chord. Then you want to take your 2nd finger and place it where your 1st finger currently is. This now leaves your 1st finger free to play the low E string at the 2nd fret, which is the F sharp note. So now we've got 2nd fret low E string, the A string is dead, the D string is open, the G string is at the 2nd fret, the B string is at the 3rd fret, and the high E string is dead as well. This is naturally deadened by the 1st finger. This came up in a lot of the songs I looked at, especially the songs that contain chords from the key of G major or D major. He often will use this to go into a G major chord, or come out of a G major chord. To get a good idea of how he uses this, try starting off on a D major chord, then go into this D over F sharp, and then go into a G chord. And you get a good idea of how he uses this chord. You hear this used in songs like A-Team, Drunk, Small Bump, Thinking Out Loud, Perfect, to name just a few of them. The next of my favourite things that Ed likes to do is a rhythm-based thing, and it's something we call pushing the changes. This is the act of changing chords on the offbeat before the new bar starts, on the and of number 4. So for example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On a side note, he'll sometimes do this on the and of 2 and the and of 3 as well, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And this just adds a nice variety to your rhythms and your chord changes. Check out songs like Small Bump, I See Fire, Thinking Out Loud and Galway Girl, to name a few of the songs where he does this. My absolute favourite aspect of Ed Sheeran's playing is his use of dynamics, and this is another articulation thing that I think he's got from players like Damien Rice. When playing live in particular, Ed has complete control over his dynamic range, and this can add a lot of feel to his playing. Being able to play with such a light touch that you can almost not hear the guitar and the chord changes are almost inaudible and you're implying the changes, and then being able to thrash out the rhythms with full energy and having complete dynamic control of everything in between these 2 points is something that is often overlooked. Check out his live version of Give Me Love on the Song Kick YouTube channel and pay real attention to his dynamic range and how he goes from highs to lows and peaks and troughs, and he won't get to the full energy of his playing until the end of the song. There's so much more we could go through about Ed Sheeran's guitar playing, but I didn't want to make this video too long, so if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions about players you want to see covered in this series, then leave them in the comment section below. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you have, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out these couple of videos that are on screen now, and I'll see you next time.